guys, welcome back to MGD sessions. Everybody's been quite excited about the Pushy session. So I'm honored to be hosting this and doing a gentle social interaction with Pushy and uncovering his stories. Pushy's 1 year junior, and I've been honored to see his story from up close. From being the guy who we all had a lot of laugh and through the ragging, he kept us all entertained. The whole batch escaped because of him. To his crazy plays and the things he did in NID. We all remember what we'll be touching upon that as we go along. And I had the misfortune of having Pushy as a housemate. We stayed together in Ahmedabad. And Pushy used to wake up at 5 o'clock and he used to open this cupboard with all these pictures of God. He used to have this bell and do all this puja, bathe with this full, way neat. And then at night he used to come crawling back as a different avatar of Pushy. Then wake up early morning. It's like a loop cycle. And we used to have these crazy aquaguard parties, which was we used to play the music the aquaguard plays when you're filling the water and dance to that. I still remember that's the like and so that was Pushy. And from there, every time I used to go to Bombay, catch up with him on his films and sharing his work and how it's grown and evolved over time. To recently, where we've been proud to see Pushy have this Netflix series, the detail with which he's written and directed, and Ketu's come out, and he's constantly broken the rules, done bold things, pushed the boundaries, and he can't sit idle. And Pushy is somebody there's so much to learn from. So it's wonderful to see him here. And every time you catch up with him, he's still the same. He's still young at heart. He's still as mad as ever. We can't talk without laughing or doing some crazy talk. So I guess today is going to be a combination of to try and pick out as much of Pushy and his journey, as well as all of us being able to laugh as we go along. So, Pushy, we both going to try and be really serious as we speak through this. So, I want to understand before you came to NID, before you grew the mustache and managed to twirl it, before you realized what's inside a bottle, what was your childhood like? And you're in Lucknow. So, what were there any early influences in terms of what led to your creativity? Were there influences? Was it your schooling? What were you like when you were a kid? So if you just take us through your childhood.
So thank you, Sajid. To say from the fact that when people start talking, I mean, I've never done this to go back to your life and say, you know what, this is what I was and this is what I wasn't, because I'm a bit of a writer, and a writer's journey is to not be yourself.
For Bala's sake, no, in between, just speak a little bit Hindi also.
No, I'll be speaking a lot of Hindi, don't worry.
Okay, cool, perfect.
By the way, for everybody, I made some notes so that I don't waste time, and I'm going to take myself through that. So, writer's journey is a little bit about other people or not themselves, so you don't really think influences kahan se aa rahe, but I kind of know. When you talk as a child, it's not important because you're just born and you are... the softwares are being put inside you, so you are not important. If you want to talk about somebody's childhood, you have to talk about their parents or something else, because you are just being filled in with information and stuff, and आपको बताया जा रहा है कि आप हिंदू हैं, आप ये हैं, आपको. So I was born in a family of lawyers. Everybody in my family is a lawyer. My father was a government advocate, and my uncles were chief justices and governor, and a close cousin is a very prominent politician in UP. So this whole family was lawyers, and still is. My other two brothers are also lawyers. I was the only one who started drawing and painting at a younger age, where it seemed like I'm different because I wasn't really following what other people were doing within the family. So I was a little sickly child, and I feel I did not get as programmed as well as other kids within my family, because we were one of 6 children. And and I was born in Lucknow, which is like almost like a parent itself, because लखनऊ के लिए पहले तो मैं कहता था कि it's the Paris of India, पर अब मैं कहता हूँ कि Paris is the Lucknow of France. तो because वो बहुत ही it's a it's a very fussy place. मतलब अगर आप बहुत ही ज्यादा नक्शड़े लोगों को लेके एक शहर में डाल दें, वो लखनऊ, क्योंकि पांचा थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा कटा है तो they will have a problem. समोसे में मटर डाल दिए तो they will have a problem. They have a problem with everything. So while you're growing up, taste was a very important thing. कि कोई कहता नहीं था, लेकिन अगर किसी ने जरा सा ज्यादा नमक डाल दिया तो ऐसा मतलब आंखों में इशारा हो जाता था कि इनको आता नहीं. Anybody who had a little bad taste was not looked at with that much of respect. तो वो एक शहर की इन्फ्लुएंस थी. और एक तो मुझे प्यार है लखनऊ से, क्योंकि it's a city of composite culture, and जहां पर हिंदू मुसलमान साथ में रहते हैं, 50-50 पॉपुलेशन ऐसा है. बहुत सी जगह हैं जहां पर जैसे there is a place where in Aminabad there is a जिन्नातों की मस्जिद, इसको पढ़ाइन की मस्जिद. किसी पंडित की वाइफ ने उसको बनवाया, and उसने मस्जिद बनवाई, और अभी भी है. So when all of this talk of intolerance and stuff happens, मुझे समझ नहीं आता, क्योंकि I feel that कि I'm coming from a culture where it was not different. My father, who was more of a Hindu than I am, has all his life called his mother Ammi. He's not anymore. But तो ये किसी ने decipher नहीं किया. But I was one of the few people who was noticing these things. मैं थोड़ा observant था और थोड़ा डम था, अभी भी हूँ, लेकिन कि ये समझ नहीं आता था कि एकदम से लोग इंटेलिजेंट लोग फटाफट बातें करते थे, मैं फटाफट नहीं कर पाता. देखता रहता था. मुझे आपको ये बत्ती चला दो मैं पंखा चला दूंगा, पंखा चला दो मैं फ्रिज ऑफ कर दूंगा, ऐसा थोड़ा स्लो चाइल्ड था ऐसा. सो लेकिन I was quite observant to see things and recording things in life, and that kind of I did not know then. It has come out in my work later on. Those observations have come out. So Lucknow का एक बहुत बड़ा हाथ है in my growing up as a city, just as influence of the city. वहाँ पर Thumri was born there. It's a place where Amir Khusro was around, and lots of it has got a lot of culture in it, which is invisible. आप देखना चाहें तो देख सकते हैं, ना देखना चाहें तो ना देखें. पर उसके अलावा when I was growing up, गुंडागर्दी भी बढ़ गई थी. तो एक दो तरीके के लखनऊ थे. आप कोई भी लखनऊ पकड़ सकते थे. आप चाहते तो एक कल्चर वाले लखनऊ से अपनी निस्बत बना लेते, नहीं तो आप नहीं चाहते तो young people were doing the same things there where they were doing anywhere else. They were going to universities and beating up people and line borrowing girls, and all of that was the same. So I was brought up in a school which is like any other school, all boys, Mahanagar Boys Inter College, and had similar education as anyone else, and nothing remarkable from my years in growing up. But yes, I was being brought up in a culture of funny. Everybody is funny. ये तो खैरात में मिलता है ह्यूमर. अगर आप ह्यूमर नहीं पकड़ सकते तो बड़ा बुरा हाल होगा आपका, क्योंकि वो आते जाते हुए चपत लगाते हैं लोग. So then with that kind of culture, I also had the benefit of my oldest brother. I mean, I'm a family of 6 kids. I'm one of the 6 children. I'm the youngest. My oldest brother had friends who are Amrinder Mishra, his name is. His friends were poets and artists. और मैं उनसे 8 साल छोटा हूँ. तो वो आते थे, उनकी ड्राइंग्स देखते थे, उनकी पोइट्री वो सुनाते थे एक दूसरे को. तो चाय लेके जा रहे हैं, समोसे ले जा रहे हैं, कुछ प्लेटें लेके आ रहे हैं, इसमें सब में काफी आप एक्सपोज हो जाते थे विद इन दैट एनवायरनमेंट. फिर मेरे घर के सामने एक आर्टिस्ट रहते थे. वो थोड़े कमर्शियल आर्टिस्ट थे. वो लोगों की पोर्ट्रेट्स बनाते थे, इन लोगों की पोर्ट्रेट बनाते थे इन फॉर मनी. एंड मैं उनके घर जाता था क्योंकि my sister was friends with their daughter, and younger son was my age, so we used to go there to play, and he would be painting in the evening, and I would just sit down and watch him. Like he would do oil paintings, I just watch him like it was my entertainment, and I would not say anything. I would just watch him, and it was all going inside somehow. The way he mixed paints, and he had this stick on which he'll rest his hand and he'll paint. It was mesmerizing for me. Stop it, Sajid. It was really a hypnotic environment to just see. And I started doing oil paintings and stuff. So influences of art and culture were definitely there. My mother was a Sanskrit scholar, तो हमने हिंदी तो स्कूल में नहीं पढ़ी क्योंकि वो she was much better than anyone else. वो घर पे ही बता देती थी कि ये पढ़ना ये आएगा. So हिंदी was खून में मिला हुआ सब्जेक्ट था. और father was very witty and wise, and वो दुनियादारी की बातें बताते थे. वो कहानी किससे बताते थे, वो ये कहते थे ऐसे करना वैसे करना, उनकी लाइफ में क्या हुआ था. So and he was very witty, like in the sense वो फटाक से कुछ आप कुछ कहेंगे तो उस पे कुछ कह देते. So those influences were mixed inside me, and there was a literary influence also coming from my mother's side, because my mausi was an author in Sanskrit. She used to write books. So इसके साथ फिर आगे बढ़े तो जब 11th 12th का मामला आया तो I was not a bad student. I was between 5th और 15th rank के बीच में आती थी.
Pushi, were you also writing in school? Have you started doing writing and theater and stuff?
जी, I was writing. I wrote in my 8th standard. I wrote a poem. मैं थोड़ी सी सुनाऊंगा आपको. लखनऊ के ऊपर इसलिए बता रहा हूँ कि मैंने वो पोएम तब लिखी थी जब मूंछों में ताव नहीं था. तो वो ये था कि वो ऊंची मीनारें, वो भरी बाजारें, वो चौक की गलियां, वो गुलाब की कलियां, वो राजा की ठंडाई, वो खोए की मिठाई, वो मंदिर का भिखारी, वो इक्के की सवारी, वो हवाओं में खुशबू, वो सलमा के अब्बू, बादब ये जबान, मस्जिद की वो अजान, बाहुस्न ये बहार, ये लोगों में प्यार, मेरी मूंछों का ताव है ये शहर लखनऊ.
वाह,
ये मैंने 8th standard में लिखा था. बट नॉट नोइंग दैट आई एम अ राइटर, आई थॉट इतना तो सब लिख सकते हैं.
अभी भी याद है.
हाँ, ये मैंने फिर एनआईडी में उन्होंने मुझसे कहा कि आप कुछ लिख के दें. Amitabh Pandey asked me, so I had given him this poem, and that got published. It's in my PDF. I will show you. It was when I was digging out stuff, तो मुझे ये Studio Magazine का ये भी मिला. So I was writing, but I mean, still today when I write, I don't think that I am a writer. I mean, you are a writer only when you are writing. Other time you are a human being. ये कोई job नहीं है. Poet कोई job नहीं. You when you are writing poetry, that's when you are a poet. So otherwise you are a normal human being. So I was writing, yes. लेकिन एक चीज कहूँगा, मैं थोड़े से keywords भी बताना चाहता हूँ जो finally important है in a journey, in a creative person journey, कि वो एक सच के साथ रिश्ता, कि you have to have a little bit of connection with truth. तो झूठ नहीं बोल पाता था मैं. और मुझे याद है कि हमारी फैमिली में लोग फेल नहीं होते थे. तो एक मेरी ग्रैंडमदर की डिमाइस पे मैं 2-3 दिन के लिए बीमार हो गया था. तो आई फेल्ड इन वन सब्जेक्ट बाय 1 मार्क. मैथ्स में किसी में मैं फेल हो गया. तो जब वो रिजल्ट आया तो फिर अब समझ में नहीं आया घर में कैसे बताएंगे कि 1 नंबर से ही सही, फेल तो हुए. तो गए उन लोगों के पास जो लोग फेल होते थे, कि भाई जो प्रोज थे, उनसे पूछा कि भाई आप कैसे करते हैं. तो किसी ने कहा कि फादर के सिग्नेचर पे ट्रेसिंग पेपर लगा के उसको ऐसे करके उसको गाढ़ी पेंसिल से करो, फिर उसके बाद बना लो. फिर किसी ने कहा कि 2-3 दिन तो कुछ करो ही नहीं. फिर किसी ने कहा कि मम्मी को पटा लो. कुछ अलग अलग उन्होंने बात बताया. बट सच के साथ ये होता है कि दैट इट्स पार्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ. बट झूठ अगर आप बोलते हैं तो फिर वो जलता है हाथ में. लाइक यू डोंट नो, यू प्लानिंग टू लाई इज आल्सो अ जॉब. तो मैं पूरा रास्ता आया, आई थिंक रिश्ते से. मेरी मदर ने दरवाजा खोला एंड द फर्स्ट थिंग आई सेड इज दैट मम्मी मैं 1 नंबर फेल हो. तो माय मदर सेड अच्छा ठीक है, अंदर तो आओ. तो आई थिंक दैट I remember in one of the stories that I do remember that relationship with lying wasn't very good. And I feel for any creative person, being truthful, और एक जो मुझे लगता है जो लोग झूठ बोल लेते हैं आसानी से, उन तक आर्ट बहुत accessible नहीं होती, because I don't think they can create a connection between true emotions and themselves. So I feel that's a very important part of living, is to just understand that if you are into deception or of any kind, you won't be able to feel true emotions of, I mean, poetry पढ़ के आपको आंसू नहीं आएंगे, आप दूसरे की तकलीफ को पढ़ के आपके दिल तक वो बात नहीं पहुंचेगी, you know, because you're yourself somewhere corrupt.
Sure.
So that bit is connected to childhood. But apart from that, one of the talents that I had was mimicry. मैं लोगों की थोड़ी सी आवाज निकाल लेता था. मैं अपनी फैमिली में तो सबकी निकालता था. और that helps a writer, because at the end of the day मैं क्या करता हूँ, when I write as a character, तो जो टेलर है, गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट है, पर prostitute से उसके साथ रह रहा है, I am mimicking his life. I then get into his routine and I go to his shop, then I come home and then I make the korma and I talk to his wife, and I'm just mimicking his personality, and I speak in his language and I speak उसके लहजे में बात करता हूँ जब लिखता हूँ
dialogue. Demo?
हाँ?
Are you going to do a demo?
I'll do a demo when I talk about Diana.
Okay.
So I shouldn't talk like that. And a line is a point going on for a walk. Was the month. ऐसे हम लोग करते थे first year में.
The goldfish one.
I don't remember. That's why I don't remember. So तो ये एक observation था जो language के साथ आ गया. You know, you could do that with the language. Then I think this part is completed. Then I went to एक वक्त आया कि आपको या तो engineering करनी है, या तो फिर आप तो engineering थोड़ी सी, मतलब even though I was not a bad student, समझना थोड़ा मुश्किल होता था कि I could understand, but उनके past IIT के papers आप पढ़िए तो क्या है कि पानी की टंकी में ये है, इधर से इतनी स्पीड पे ये जा रहा है, ये मैथ्स का सवाल भी है कि नहीं समझ आता. जो इंजीनियरिंग करते हैं वो शायद इस दुनिया के लिए बने ही नहीं है, वो किस दुनिया में रहते हैं. I don't know.
I heard about NID, Pushi.
Yeah, so I ran away from Lucknow.
Okay.
मुझे एक स्कॉलरशिप मिली थी. I was क्योंकि क्या है, अच्छी बात है decadence and all of that, but नवाबी is not a job. आप मतलब बड़े होके मैं नवाब बनूंगा तो एक नौकरी करनी पड़ती है कहीं. So I could not figure out beyond this what in Lucknow, and engineering थोड़ा far thought लग रहा था. So my brother was in Bombay, is still in Bombay. So मैंने अपना ट्रेन का टिकट बुक किया और मैंने अपनी मदर को बता दिया कल मैं जा. So my mother didn't mind it, but my father didn't like it. But he spoke to my eldest brother and he said send him. My eldest brother promoted me a lot. He used to get me a lot of pencils and take me to art competitions. And so because of his influence, yeah, I have not said that. Because of his influence, it was like art is not a bad thing. You can do this. It's respectable. It's good. It's, as a child, you don't know whether what you're doing is, but because of him, I was consistently doing some form of painting, drawing, poetry, whatever. So I came to Bombay, and he from somewhere had gotten the form. And तो फिर वो फॉर्म भरे, एक दो NID के सीनियर्स से मिले, एंड जब NID में हो गया तो ऐसा लगा कि इंजीनियरिंग जैसी कोई चीज मिल गई मुफ्त में, क्योंकि मेहनत तो लगी नहीं, और it has the same respect as being an engineer or something like that, and got through NID. So that was the next phase. What was your first
impression when you walked into that campus? I'm just saying, I want to know the influence of NID in your career, the things you did there, the seniors.
Yeah.
How did NID shape who you are?
So, you know, I wasn't, see, culture shock to sabko hota hai, but you come there and you see the place, and but it lasts for some time. I mean, I'm saying अगर आप किसी हिप सोसाइटी से किसी को लेके लखनऊ भेज दीजिए तो उसको भी कल्चर शॉक होगा. तो कल्चर शॉक तो होता है, but the point is that after some time, what was really fantastic for me is that the seniors were super talented. So while you were like a small pond में, you were a fish like which I could win competitions at will, art competitions in Lucknow की गए बस जीत के आ गए. But here, like, you saw talent of another scale. Like you go to the product design studio, there's somebody's making a miniature, I mean, the stuff that is happening from 1 to 5 years is amazing. There's such amazingly talented people in every field. And the good thing about NID that I noticed is that these are open studios. You can walk into anyone's space. People have put up stuff on the wall. You can observe it. You can question it. Anybody else can come and question you. A product designer can tell you that you have made a bad graphic design, whatever. So that's very that was really interesting and inspiring for me. And watching people's pre-diploma shows was amazing. मुझे याद है कि मुरली सर के शो में एक उन्होंने स्टैम्प बनाया था और दूर से तो स्टैम्प ही लग रहा था, पास जाकर it is made out of watercolor. It had seal and everything. It was amazing. And so yeah, I went there thinking I'll be a product designer. Then I changed to communication design. Then I changed to filmmaking. And पता नहीं end में theater किया. So things kept changing. But the multidisciplinary nature of it was the most fascinating thing for me. In NID.
If I interrupt you, I want to speak a little bit about the whole theater. You did, Nagamandala, Ye Shabnam Bibi, and I think the whole thing was, one, of course, was you breaking the rules, convincing Akhil that, it is a project. It's not something, because you're supposed to make a video film, where you handled it. And I remember the scale of the production, because at NID we're also disorganized to get people to come for rehearsals, practice. Sandeep doing that brilliant music. I remember Shalini's, her singing, Meghna, Priyanka, their performance. And what stood out was the way you had conceived and produced and written it. So I wanted to just speak a little bit about how much that whole experience made you who you are, or what it left for you.
So Sajid, 2-3 stories हैं छोटी-छोटी उसके लिए. I was in Bombay when before I had gotten through NID, but before I went, my brother took me to see a play at Prithvi, and it was a Bhakti Bharvi play of Nagamandala. तो पहले दिन हमको टिकट नहीं मिले और मेरा भाई वहीं पे खड़ा था and उसने कहा तुम यार इतने लल्लू हो, तुम ब्लैक में सामने 2 टिकट बिक गए, तुमने नहीं लिए. I was very slow. I said मुझे दिखा ही नहीं किसको बेच के चला गया ब्लैक में टिकट. And then suddenly outside these players gathered, which like really thick calf muscles and like really these tribal bodies, and they started beating the drums and they lit their mashals and they started singing a song and they were going in. And I could imagine the audience inside must be feeling that they दूसरे गांव से कुछ लोग गाते-गाते आ रहे हैं. I said अरे यार ये तो बहुत कमाल की चीज मिस हो गई. Then we bought the tickets for the next day and we saw the play. It was a magical experience for me watching a play at Prithvi. It just changed my life because I just saw it. I said, wow, this is amazing. And then when I came to NID, we used to always be discussing मेरे और मनु के धीराज के सब बड़े conversations होते थे. तो उसमें एक दिन बड़ा intensive discussion हो रहा था कि how NID can afford a drama club, because we have furniture design, we have textiles, we have apparels, and we can do all aspect of theater production, and yet we don't have. और नारायण जी गुस्सा होकर उस दिन चला गया उस कमरे से. तो मैं अगले दिन गया नारायण जी के पास कि लेज पे बैठ के नाखून काट रहा था. तो मैंने कहा क्या हुआ भाई, कल आप जरा. तो उसने बोला let it be Pushi, you guys will just talk, तुम लोग कुछ करोगे. And नारायण जी was the known कर्म योगी, like वो हर वक्त काम करता रहता था. वो he was drawing all the time. I've once seen नारायण जी standing and sleeping. He went to this bakery and he ordered one bun butter, and before he could give it, I saw him Narayan ji going like that, standing. So इतना काम करता था. So I felt he's right. He's saying that we will just talk. तो उस दिन मैंने एक नोटिस लगाया मेस में जाके. मेस में नोटिस लगा सकते थे and people would come and join. People would volunteer. So I remember I said I want to start a play which I will write myself. Anybody who's interested can come in. And there were some 16 to 20 people or 30 people who enlisted. We met under the mess, and that began the journey of doing Nagamandala. I had identified that play. I had seen it somewhere, so there was some memory of the fact that we can do something. But although the play was very different from what I had seen, my play was a musical that was not. Then began the journey of trying to do this. And how do I do a play while doing NID course? So एक strength थी कि I could convince people to do something. So I went up to Akhil. Akhil was a very good guide. He was a gentle person. He would listen to you. So I told him कि Akhil, I really want to do a play for a project. He said, but this is a video training program. I said, I do understand that. But the thing is that all aspects of direction are covered in this. Writing, you can do writing, you can do performances, how to construct a story, props, costumes, lighting, music, all of it. There's just, the camera is not there. And everything else is the same in terms of direction. He said, this is NID, this is not NSD. I said, I understand, but can you, I mean, मैंने उस convince करने की कोशिश की और वो मान गए. उन्होंने कहा इसके एवज में बस you'll have to do 2-3 small spots. तो मैंने 2-3 एक कुछ चूतियामेटिक spots बनाए, वो मैंने submit कर दिए as submission. उसमें मैंने शमीक से कुछ लिखवा लिया था. And I did the play for this one. And इसको करने में what was amazing is that I learned production. Like creativity is one thing कि आपने सोच लिया और आपने लिख लिया, आप करके दिखाइए. For the first time it felt like this storytelling needs production. कि भाई costumes किसी को बनाने पड़ेंगे, इसके पैसे कौन देगा, कहाँ से actors आएंगे, और कोई line producer वगैरह तो होता नहीं है NID में, आपको सब खुद करना पड़ता है. But खैर लोग थे, volunteers थे, बहुत सारे. Enthusiasm of NID is amazing. People get together, people help you, they get outside of their coursework and they do all of that for you. तो बहुत लोगों ने मदद की. And I think a lot of people's talent just emerged from it. Sandeep Pillai, I was lucky, was my roommate. So he did music and amazing music. उसमें भी एक किस्सा है of the music. And Dinah, one of the biggest creative inspirations for me, came into my life like that. कि मुझे याद है कि किसी ने और करना था costumes और उन्होंने मना कर दिया. तो मैं ऐसे old canteen में बैठा था and Dinah was going from the side and she looked at me and she would not stop, but hello Sandeep Pillai. And Dinah stopped and she came to me and she said, hey Bhushe, क्या कर रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, तो ऐसे क्यों बैठा है मुंह लटका के. तो मैंने कहा कि Dinah, somebody had to do costumes and they backed off. क्या करना है देखा करके she got into it. And then Dinah brought into the projects like Nagamandala, and then I did G Shabnam Bibi with her, and Kis Wakhat was not with her, but I did my good productions with her. So what she brought into my life was the concept of ideas. Like इसमें मैं आपको जब stills दिखाऊंगा तो I can show you how she brought that in. Like the flames had one aluminium wire inside their collars, so they looked like flame. There were 5 different colors of the flame, yellow से orange, so when they moved around it looked like a flame. She did batik print on it so that that concept was clear. For Rani, she made one thing which goes on the mang, and I'll show you. No one could see it, but such beautiful idea that it was like a coiled snake. मतलब आप अगर वो ऐसे करके दिखाए तो आप देख सकते हैं, पर वो तो दिखाने नहीं वाली. But you could see that because she has snake in her tresses. So Dinah brought in so many ideas, and I could understand. Yeah, so if you have to express an idea, which is a story, you can do it visually, you can do it with production, you can do it with art of this kind. And I had a fabulous time doing this with her because we used to go to the old city and collect material. पैसे तो थे नहीं, कुछ 850 रुपए में पूरा play हो गया था. तो which included on the scooter we used to go and she would once in a while she'll buy me a chashma also. She'll say, hey, this chashma is not working. She bought some other chashma for me. And she made one, I think Nagamandla ke liye jo unka rag tha. That was a really beautiful. I couldn't find a picture of that beautiful thing, which was a circular rug. And she said it's symbolifies unison. And she made it out of yellow and orange yarn. It was a coiled yarn, and it looked like कि गेंदे के फूलों की किसी ने सुहागरात बना दी है ऐसी. And it was beautiful because it's made out of yarn and it is coiled and made into a rug. So those concepts really stayed with me. That you can actually express creatively your point of view. Diana, you want to say something? You can correct me if I'm wrong. But it was amazing. And further, even in Ji Shabnam Bibi, her contributions were quite amazing in terms of how to depict this one and Body and Soul. With Sandeep Pillai, he was my roommate and he was a default music composer. He did phenomenal music. And he was so good at it. Like वो एक दिन वो कुछ कीबोर्ड, पहले कीबोर्ड में कुछ हुआ नहीं, कीबोर्ड का कुछ था नहीं, नूर चले जाए यहाँ से. लेकिन कीबोर्ड पे वो बजा के प्रैश को बता रहा था कि प्रैश ये बजाओ. तो प्रैश कह रहा था तो फिर आप ही बजा लो. तो इसी नहीं, you play it, but play it like. So that was my understanding of the fact that this man can play any instrument. He was very good at it. एक छोटी सी स्टोरी है कि मैंने नागमंडला के लिए गाने उस वक्त लिखे नहीं थे, and I was being tough on him for deadlines. और पिल्लाई था तो talented पर लेजी आदमी. मतलब सुबह उठता था 7 बजे और पता नहीं क्या टैटू करता रहता था पूरा. मैं गुज्जे जग जाता था बिकॉज 7 बजे उठ गया है. मुझे 9 बजे जाना है तो मैं 8:30 पौने 9 पे उठ करके बाकी अपना काम करके ब्रेकफास्ट पैक करके क्लास पहुंच जाता था. ये 7 बजे से क्या अंदर बाहर तौलिए में जाता था, बाथरूम में अंदर आता था. I had no idea. So, and when I'm going to the mess, he'd be saying, catch one breakfast for me. So anyway, so he was he was a mystery. How was he? South Indian है तो जगना तो था ही सुबह 7 बजे by default. Anyway, so he was not doing few songs. He was not giving me. So one day I met him in the mess, and I said, "Where are my songs?" He said, "Where are my lyrics?" I said, "They are there in the room." And he said, then the lyrics are in, the music is in my head. I'll give it to you. I said, okay, मैं अभी जाता हूँ. और मैंने वो लिखा नहीं था तब तक. तो मैं गया और अब झूठ तो बोलना गड़बड़ है, तो अब अगर बोल दिया है तो उसको सच करना पड़ेगा. So I sat in that room and during the lunch break I wrote 2 songs. बाम्बी में तूफान उठाए कौन बस गया and फूलों सी हस्ती इठला के चलती. बाम्बी में तूफान उठा का सीन ये है कि उसके एंड में एक लाइन है, नागा चले सारा रारा. तो शांभवी was a consultant in that project and मैंने शांभवी को दिखाया. मैंने कहा शांभवी ने कहा ये क्या लिखा है तुमने यार खुशी. वो बोलो सारा रारा. मतलब वो उस वक्त कौन था पंजाबी एक सिंगर, दलेर मेहंदी. कहते तो सारा रारा ये क्या लिख दिया तुमने. हाँ यार बात तो इसकी सही है, तो काफी चीप टाइप लिरिक्स हो गए. तो आई वेंट टू संदीप पिल्लाई. मैंने कहा क्या करूं, ये चेंज करूं. उसने बोला खुशी whatever you want to write you write. And it was a moment of magic for me that he just took those words and he made a snake tune from it, which he did sa ra ra ra. So that thing with that sa ra ra, you felt like a snake was coming. You could feel the movement of the snake when you were listening to the lyrics. So there I felt the music composer's contribution to something which is creative. And of course Vaibhav Kumresh, the way he sang that, I mean I used to be doing the lights. That was the one place when he's with his open voice he just sang Bambi mein Tufan Utha. I used to get goosebumps. I have written it, I have rehearsed it, I know what's going to happen, but every time he sang it I would get goosebumps because of power of that. So Nagamandla overall was a very fruitful experience of understanding storytelling minus then online machine and a camera and all that is important in terms of storytelling, minus being able to project it on screen.
Shifa, what
And
if
it
I want
continued.
to now pull you out of NID and take you to your first job? What does
Yeah.
that switch from there? Tell me about. I remember Oni also played a role.
Yeah.
You can share
So
that whole switch and how you adapted into the system.
yeah, so Sajid, after all of this, after doing lots of plays in NID, I became a failure in the sense that I had gone till where I could go, but uske aage I did not know how to apply my craft to anything because filmmaking to thi nahi hai. I was good at making. I was not very good at making film. My films were very basic and did not stand out at all. And theater, I was not doing for commerce. I was not doing it such that I can get ticket sales. So after that, I did not know where to apply, what to do. I went back to Lucknow. I started working with Muzaffar Ali, which is a very big influence in my life. And उन्होंने उनके साथ 1-1.5 साल रहा मैं. And Sonali Bhatia was very big support at that time. She would encourage me and tell me that something will come. I did not know what will come though. The world is changing. I don't know how to apply myself. Then once I came to Bombay and I contacted Oni sir because I had written a couple of lines for his film and I somehow knew him. So I went and went to his shoot and I saw what he does, and he was him and Bakshi was shooting an ad for Maruti, and they would be reading books and be talking in the middle, and it was a very big production and lots of people and camera and all of that, and he gave me a lot of respect because he just made me sit at the side and I was watching it, and if he'll get a cup of tea, I'll get a cup of tea. I said, "Arey waah, bahut maza hai." And when I went back, मुझे लगा कि ये इंटरेस्टिंग है. It is a next step probably from what I have done so far. So मैंने उनका नंबर मेरे पास था, and he was a very busy man. He wasn't like at home all the time. तो उनके घर में आंसरिंग मशीन होती थी. तो आंसरिंग मशीन पे मैंने एक मैसेज रिकॉर्ड किया कि I saw what you do and I think I'd like to do that. And I came back. वो स्कूटर से जाना पड़ता था कहीं पे सीडी करने, फिर वापस आए. फिर जब तक वापस आए तो लगा ये तो बहुत छोटे मुंह बड़ी बात बोल दी. ये तो नहीं कहना चाहिए. How can I do what he does? He's gone there after much hard work. तो फिर से मैं गया. फिर से मैंने कहा फोन पे कि वो मैंने भी जो मैसेज रिकॉर्ड किया उसको प्लीज इरेज कर दे. I didn't mean it. And I came back. When I came back later, I met him. Rachna pulled my leg and said, we laughed about that. But he got me my first job. I mean, somewhere he's a great human being. I would say he's still doing what he did, and he still looks at young people coming out of NIT not as useless people who have no future and just ambition. And he sees something in it, and he directed me towards Grey. And मुझे याद है कि he made my CV from his house. It was printed from his house. He was not well, and he still made my CV and gave me. I'll not forget that. And Bandra में वो रहते थे. तो वो मैं लेके गया, और रेखा निगम करके एक क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर थी जिनके साथ उन्होंने फिल्में बनाई थी, बहुत अच्छी अच्छी फिल्में बनाई थी. श्रृंगार, काजल की एक फिल्म मुझे अभी भी याद है. इट वाज ब्यूटीफुल. तो वो उन्होंने मुझे एक नौकरी दे दी. And I was in the writing department. I was in the writing department for a few months, and then I shifted to film department where I was coordinating films. So as a writer, I would have probably written. I had written only. I mean, I used to write. एक मैंने Anne French के लिए कोई line लिखी थी कि कोई भी फिसल जाए. तो मुझे बहुत आइडियाज आते थे. मैं सिद्धानंद तो जो मेरे सीनियर थे, मुझे याद नहीं कौन, उन्होंने कहा कि कोई आइडिया आया आज. मैंने कहा आया, मैंने बता दिया. तो फिर उन्होंने उसको प्रेजेंट कर दिया, और वो बेसलाइन हो गई एन फ्रेंच की. वो 2-3 साल रही, पर उन्होंने मुझे बताया भी नहीं. मुझे लगा कि ये थोड़ा मामला ठीक नहीं. तो मैं फिल्म डिपार्टमेंट में चला गया. And there I could not only just coordinated films. Slowly I was exposed to the international advertising. Like the Cannes reels were there, and the shots tapes were there, and I would watch all of them. And the best directors in the industry, their show reels were there. So you could see all of it and say, wow, and these are the people who are doing not just illusion films, a whole lot of other white light, highlight, all of those showreels were there. You could see them, and exposure creates something in us. Exposure changes some stuff in us, and from there I started directing in-house slowly and then once I had a small reel, I could step outside and direct for people outside.
Ushu, when did you get the confidence and courage to step out on your own? What made you could have continued this way? What made you take that decision and make the shift? And how did the name Flying Saucer come about?
The shift came, after directing 5-6 commercials. I had probably within 9 commercials I had done in a year. And in fact, the busiest month was, now they were giving me commercials. I did one PCRA commercial with Boman Irani, which Boman Irani wasn't Boman Irani of today. He was a model, and it went out well. I mean, I remember that script had come, उसका कोई माई बाप नहीं था स्क्रिप्ट का, कि किसी ने लिखी थी और वो गवर्नमेंट का जॉब था और nobody knew how to make it. तो 2 लोगों से पूछा गया था, मेरे से और एक और फिल्म एग्जीक्यूटिव से. He said एक कचरा स्क्रिप्ट है. I said this can be award winning. So Sameer Chetta, who was my boss, a very nice boss, he was lovely human being. He nurtured me a lot. He said, just because you're from NIT, you'll say anything. I said, no, Sameer, listen to me. I'll tell you how it has to be made. He said, okay, make it. He allowed me to make it. And when that was made, it was actually quite good and funny. And somewhere I was discovering that I can be humorous, because so far I've just been doing serious stuff. So when it was funny and it turned out right, so then other people started giving work. Bangladesh से 2-3 फिल्में आ गई, दिल्ली की किसी एक लावारिस स्क्रिप्ट हमारे पास आ गई. तो ऐसे लावारिस स्क्रिप्ट करते करते मेरी 8-9 फिल्में बन गई थी. एंड इन ग्रे हैड हिट अ ग्लास सीलिंग, मतलब उसके ऊपर अब जाना, 1 महीने में 2 ऐड किए थे मैंने लास्ट. सो इट वाज डिफिकल्ट. सो आई शोड माय रील अराउंड आउटसाइड एंड एक किसी ने हम ऑफर दे दिया, तो मैंने थोड़ा टाइम फ्रीलांस डायरेक्ट किया. एंड देन इन 2004 आई स्टार्टेड माय कंपनी. उसका भी रीजन ये है कि व्हेन यू डायरेक्ट फॉर समबडी एल्स, आई सॉ कि I want XYZ, but I'm getting a little lesser, because the producer also needs to make money and they have to take their overheads also. So I said, ये 2 लोग अलग अलग ले रहे हैं प्रॉफिट्स में से पैसा, so उससे ऐसा हो रहा है कि if I am the producer myself, then I can put that money into the film, and then my film will look a little better, and then I'll get more work because of that. So is consideration say I started it, not with a consideration to make money, but and it worked, because I could take lesser money and put more into the film, and no one was asked me, and then that journey started. Although the first year was, this rule didn't work, because I was in a loss at the end of first year, and then slowly some of the films started working, because you've been investing into it, and at that time there was no internet, so you have to send reels, you have to go meet people. So it was as much an effort or act of making an effort to go meet people, calling them up, as much as just making the film. So as some people caught that your attention, and that you were able to strike a chord in terms of ideas, and you were able to talk to them कि how what international advertising is doing, तो थोड़ी सी दोस्तियां हो गई, और उन दोस्तियों से काम आने लगे, और फिर थोड़ी सी गाड़ी चल पड़ी. And then it's been a journey of just changing as industry is changing, that kind of a thing.
I just want to speak about I think the volume of films, no, you guys have done. I mean, if I'm not wrong, you guys have made over 400 campaigns. It's a huge body of work in the last 16 years or so.
16 years, yes.
And most of them are award winning, and I guess there's a thread of humor which has been there in the beginning, which sort of led to a lot of word of mouth, and then you've shifted tracks and done multiple stuff. So how do you maintain that? One, how do you 2-3 questions I have based on that. How are you getting work? Second is, how do you manage to convince the clients to go with it? Because a lot of times you have the agency, you got to balance the client. And what do you do differently, or what have you discovered over the years in terms of balancing quality, with content?
So the first part of the question, Sajid, it was a very difficult journey in the beginning, because ad is final scene as a film. You don't see direction अच्छा किया था पर idea खराब है, idea अच्छा था पर direction था, but you see it as a film. Like in Cannes, you get awarded as a film. It's not separately. It's not a separate thing. So what happened is that if you mess up the script by any whichever force, like client says no, do the end like that, or the agency creative says no, I don't like your idea of shaping it like that, do it like this, and then it'll work. So your whole ad is messed up, and then you're seen like that, and then what do? तो पहले बिगिनिंग में बड़ी लड़ाइयां करनी पड़ती, करनी पड़ी मुझे, हर एक इंसान नहीं करता है, पर मुझे तो थोड़ा सा करना पड़ा क्योंकि लोग बात नहीं मानते, और अगर वो आपकी बात नहीं मानेंगे तो लाइक ओके, आई हैव अ गुड आइडिया, आई टेल यू माय गुड आइडिया, यू शूट इट डाउन, नाउ आई डोंट हैव द गुड आइडिया. So the thing is to be able to convince, firstly you have to develop a convincing power to say why they should go with you. They're spending lakhs and lakhs of rupees, sometimes crores of rupees to go with your thought, and what is the risk in it. To just have to show that, you know, when it's more entertaining and more relatable, there's lesser risk. If it's just a technical thing, there's more risk. So wo beginning mein karna padta hai, but if you make a habit out of it, then you are started to be seen as a difficult director. Ki yaar ye to not easy people to work with, and then it forms that image. Then you have to break that image. Then you are working in humor. Then industry में क्या होता है कि आप जहाँ खड़े होते हैं वहाँ लोग मोल्ड बना देते, फिर आप वो मोल्ड को ब्रेक करके फिर निकलते, फिर कहीं और खड़े होते, फिर वहाँ मोल्ड बना देते. So you have to continuously keep breaking that mold and continuously trying to keep seeing yourself from the eyes of the agency creative. तो सी ये मुझे कैसे देखते हैं, ये मुझे देखते हैं मैं ह्यूमर करता हूँ तो मैं थोड़ा इमोशन भी करता हूँ, ये मुझे देखते हैं कि आई एम डिफिकल्ट, तो लेट मी जस्ट ट्राई एंड वर्क विद देम. एंड so that also people have to keep in mind that how do you get your ideas across. So you have to slowly become more communicative, easier to work with, trying to take everybody through the idea process को बहुत अच्छे से दिखाना. That's the that you learn, because when you are younger you don't know all of this. You learn this while losing jobs, losing relationships, messing up projects, and then but with each of those you learn something, and then next time you don't do that, and next time you don't do that, and the journey is we are all WIPs, you know, no one's reached anywhere perfect.
Sure. Speaking of WIP, there's one thing which I had read, Pushi, that Brand Equity recently had in 2018-19 they did the ranking of the ad production houses, and you guys were rated at number 6, and that's a big achievement, you know, from starting off with these little ones to actually be rated among some of these houses who have been there for so long. So how did that feel for the team? And on top of that, I wanted to ask you, what are you doing with your team? How are you growing? How are you maintaining that quality? How much is dependent on you in the process?
So we are very happy and you know, delighted to be there, because in advertising one of the few things is that staying relevant is the more important thing, because as abroad, like the older a director gets or the older a production house gets, the more they know. But in India it's not so much. It's the younger directors are getting into the system faster, and you know, older ones are seen as more not in with the times kind of a thing. So, and also production house, because it's like best in the country kind of space mein, our lives are like dog's life. 1 year equals 7 years. Being there for 16 years itself has been an achievement for us, but being relevant today also is a bigger achievement. So the thing is that you have to constantly be striving to make films not just for volume, but also for recognition and films that people notice. So it's like thoda man ke liye, thoda dhan ke liye. You have to do a bit of both. And from the team perspective, it's not easy to run a production house today, because you know, there's no guaranteed amount of business, although every year you clock the same similar-esque turnovers, but there's nothing guaranteed that you'll get it this month. It sometimes comes in batches sometimes. So paying high salaries and having a big overhead is a little difficult thing. What we do now is we hire younger creatives and we hire younger assistants and we train them. So the starting salaries are not very big, and then they get trained. So it's a win-win for both, because they get out into the industry as trained professional and they get picked up, and we only hire very bright people. So who we are putting out into the industry are people who are very competent, and by the end of, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, they're very competent, and they can handle any kind of production. So it's a young team, and it also helps us remain young. Now I have a writer's room where I have some 22-year-old people. पहले क्या होता था कि मैं एक स्क्रिप्ट लिखता था, फिर मैं अपने डायरेक्टर फ्रेंड्स को बुलाता था, फिर वो आते थे, वो सब स्क्रिप्ट सुनते थे, फिर खूब सारी शराब पीते थे, फिर वो कहते थे कि ये ठीक नहीं है इसमें, फिर वो ठीक नहीं है, और फीडबैक देते थे, पर वो फीडबैक इम्प्रूव करने के बजाय गड़ता जाता था दिल में. तो मैंने कहा यार ये तो, और रोज रोज तो मिल भी नहीं सकते. So I said I can't do that. I have to have a team that works with me every day. So I said, how do I do that? So I got some younger writers and I interviewed a lot of people. So I have a team of like 3-4 very young writers with whom I discuss my stories every day. And I'm writing 3-4 different plots. I mean, there are 2 feature scripts ready, 2 web shows ready, and we are constantly breaking plot points and making beats and discussing and doing master classes and discussing other films and writers. So that way,
before your slides, I'm going to come to the last part of my question, and then I want you to share the slides and your journey through that. That whole switch which you made, you're talking about it now, from you're doing a direction, your campaigns, to filmmaking. I know that the path you've taken is to be a writer and a director. So how did that happen? And I'm going to ask it. I know it did happen in order. Dhumketu came out after 1989. So how did, say, the Netflix series come about? What did you do? How did you have to convince to get them on board? Was it difficult? How did that switch happen? And the whole writing? Because I know you were speaking right in the beginning about when you're a writer, you're constantly observing, getting into different people's shoes. And I think that film shows it. It talks every element of it. Every character is so fleshed out. So if we can talk about that journey from campaign to coming back a full circle and doing a series, how was that for you?
So Sajid, when I came to Bombay, I knew that I have a writer in me, but I was not serious about it, and I did not think that it is good enough. So when I was in an agency and I started directing advertising, I was technically qualified to make films. I was trained as a video filmmaker and I could do that, and I knew the discipline of it. So I started doing that, और मेरी दुकान थोड़ी चल पड़ी, तो मैं उसमें लगा रहा. लेकिन एक टाइम के बाद लगा कि अब हमको लॉन्ग फॉर्मेट में कुछ करना चाहिए, and I started writing a story with a couple of other people. That did not work out, so I wrote my own story called Dhumketu, which was slightly avant-garde in the sense it was an experiment in comedy. Nobody makes experiments in comedy. People say that joke hai to samajh aana chahiye. Whereas dark comedies and a lot of comedies across the world are very artistic and sometimes difficult to decipher. तो वो एक बनाया with like a slightly European structure and local content, और बिक भी गई. मतलब जिसको सुनाता था उसको हंसी आती थी, and but they did not know the structure because they were all hearing it from me. All the characters were me, and I can deliver a joke. So हंसते थे वो. And 1 or 2 studios I went to, and it eventually got sold. It got made, but it did not have mass appeal. It did not release for a long time. And उसके साथ एक बड़ा criticism आया कि do you really know how to write? I don't think you do. Internal, like so we knew it, and you should actually get it. तो उसका एक अपना depression होता है कि आपने कुछ बनाया है, but it's not as good and it's not funny. But at one point of time, I said, let's take the criticism. Let's understand that it's not anybody else's fault, it's my fault that it's not working. तो दृष्टि में सृष्टि है, मतलब आप जैसे देखते हैं वैसे दुनिया दिखती है. तो I said it has to be my fault. What can I do about me? Forget the world. What can I do about me? How can I start looking at my stories differently? What can I learn from Dhoomketu? तो वो समझ में आया कि इसमें कोई विलन नहीं है, इसमें inciting incident नहीं होता है, इसमें कोई structure नहीं है. It's very if you are making an artistic thing, then you consume it yourself. If you're making it for others, then there should be structure, there should be some entertainment, there should be some flow to it. And वो सारे lessons के साथ I started again. I said कि I can't get stuck with this. I have to put something else out, and I only thing I have in my hands is my effort. So I started writing another story and another story. And क्या होता है कि आप फिर नई कहानी लिखते हैं, फिर आपने टेस्ट किया, तो वो टेस्ट में पहली बार फेल हो गए, आपने, but if you took his feedback seriously and you improved it and then you read somewhere else, थोड़ी सी और बेटर होती है, थोड़ी सी और बेटर होती है, एक टाइम पे बिक जाती है, तो आपके then you say अरे अभी तक तो नहीं बिक रही थी, but because you've been taking people's feedback and it came to a point where it was fixed, so it sold. And ताजमहल, तो मैंने ताजमहल के टाइम पे फिर I made it into a web series and new formats were coming in, which were web series जो सिनेमा के जैसे सीरियस नहीं है और टीवी सीरियल जैसी बुरी क्वालिटी नहीं है, एक बीच की स्पेस है जहाँ पे सिनेमा नहीं है लेकिन you can make your own story and you can have more characters. एक तो मैं पक गया था हीरो हीरोइन टाइप स्टोरी से. I wanted more people. Our lives are made out of many people. It's not just one, एक हीरो हीरोइन एक विलन के साथ मामला नहीं है. तो वो में मुझे मजा आया बनाने में, and somehow somebody picked it up, and because it was not a very big budget affair, nobody's eyes were on it. तो हमने उसको सुमड़ी में बना लिया, लखनऊ में जाके शूट वूट करके, and we got some good people. I got a very good producer, Kanchan. Sonali Bhatia did great production design. I got my friend from London, William Humphreys, who came down to shoot it, and my producers, my team, everybody just came together. Amar did the music for it. It was just coming together with great energies and not looking out for what are the profits from it. Again, like Nagamandla, it was a confluence of talent. तो वो बन गया, and वो बना था वुड के लिए, पर वो it had its journey and it landed up on Netflix. तो उसमें मेरी थोड़ी सी किस्मत है कि वो कैसे वहां पहुंचा, but उसकी नीयत सही थी. And then it taught me that yes, it can work if your craft is good and your plot points are right, and if your beats are correct, people consume it in the right way. And with humor, you don't really need to always make artistic comedies.
And what next, Pushi? What are you working on currently?
So right now I'm working on two web shows. One is for Netflix and the other one is for someone else. And it's a heist comedy, robbing of some money, based in UP. I would like to show some slides, Sajid, because I have so much stuff about Diana and the productions. If we can
go for your slides, Pushi. You remember the share screen thing?
Yes, I'll just.
Diana, don't be scared.
So this this is a line from Taj Mahal. Says, "मुझे बिल्कुल पता नहीं था कि मैं पैदा हो जाऊंगा." That's the thing about life, is you're born one day and then it's not with your thought, and then the journey is there. So my parents, learned so much from them. City of Lucknow, my poem that I read out to you about Lucknow, which is part of me. Sonali Bhatia, very good big influence on me, with whole lot of points and criticism and positively adding to things and support in tough times, and one cornerstone. My brother, who started my creative journey and continues to support me in all that I do for the longest time. He has me as a child, and I was good at drawing when I was young, but it just did not, beyond that, it did not lead anywhere. My friends from NID, Simin, mad person, there's Anusha, Daya and Lisa, my friends. उस वक्त नहीं पता था कि ये दोस्ती कितनी महंगी पड़ेगी, लेकिन कर ली, गलती हो गई. Then there is Zulekha and Orun. There are some moments from NID pictures that I have. There's Kataria, that is Sonali Bhatia. She's doing some claymation and this is some cultural day. These are small little bits of the plays that I kind of wrote in with the help of other people did, which is Ji Shabnam Bibi, Kisma Khat and Nagamandla. That's the original script. I still have it. These are the tapes. We got the tapes out of this, and there's music from the play. Then these are the slides of us being in Natrani, the whole group. God knows what Priyanka Thakur is looking at there. There is this picture of Sandeep C rehearsing. Yusuf Mannan, one very big force in the design of this, because you know what he did is that he got all those mirrors and he hand ground it with his hand so that somebody who's coming out does not get cut. And he worked so hard. He made all of it manually. Without him, Ji Shabnam Bibi wasn't possible. He would not listen to me. He'll do his own thing. Acha, by the way, these sets were knocked down and we brought them to Prithvi and we performed in Prithvi Theatre, which was one very big moment for us in our lives. There I'm directing Orun. There's Yusuf Mannan tying those cords and making that mirror. The mirror had such a haunting effect when somebody came out of it. This is, I think some of it is Natrani and some of it is Prithvi Theatre. And rehearsals in progress. Then we were written about in Bombay Times at that time. These are the tapes and the ticket. Nagamandla. Here is Diana doing this batik work, and in a very handmade way. She taught me that if you have one piece, then you have to take care of it. Like when we were doing one Jadoo Ka Jangal, one play, say, Bhoji, I made that one crown, and tera sala Raja uske upar so raha hai. So it impressed upon me that if you have one thing, just take it, keep it carefully. Yeah, that's resource. Don't waste it. She taught me how to use resources. That is Precious poster. I documented this into a project, and there's the credit list. The people who did the sets there were 4 people who had helped me. There's Mani Kandan. There is Kulu. And just a second, I'll read from Pankaj Narayan, Mani Kandan, Sushant. They helped me with the. Then we made the tapes of it. Now this is the thing that I was talking about. That this is the head thing that she made, which looked like a snake, because Rani has that snake in her dresses. Muzaffar Ali's letter to me. It's a prized position for me. Muzaffar Ali was a big influence. This is from Orbit White, in which there's a guy who's Dr. Bhatwadekar, and we had to click a picture of him with monkey on his head. This is me directing Boman Iran in early years. Then we did a MasterCard campaign with Irfan, late Irfan Khan. And this is something on the sets of Coca-Cola. This is my team just now. We meet together and we discuss. This is our offices in Andheri. And this is my lovely cat, Betsy. That's it. That was the presentation.
Fantastic, Khushi. Now, as a summary, I've got a surprise for you who's going to be doing that. Since you started your story here and there was this recording which you couldn't erase, I'm going to get Oni to do the thank you speech.
Hello, sir. How are you? Can you please give me a chance as a writer?
No, thank you, Sajid. What a lovely session. Pushi, thank you. What a lovely session. And seriously, I've known Pushi from the ragging days. But my first professional work that I did with Pushi was my diploma film, where I was really struggling because usme you had to write it in Hindi. And of course, I couldn't write it in Hindi, so I wrote it in English. And then Pushi did all the Hindi work for me, and he wrote some really amazing stuff, which made the really bad films not so bad. So thank you for that, Pushi.
I still have the book that you gave me, No Full Stops in India by Mark Tully.
Right. And You know what is amazing is that there are three things which I noticed when I was listening to you, Pushi, is your simplicity, your honesty, and your roots. And I think the fact that you've managed to hold on to these three things and translating into your work, and that is the most beautiful thing. And I think very few people can manage doing that. And I really hope that you can continue doing that. And as long as you do that, it'll be fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Just one little anecdote when so anywhere anybody, this is the advice to all of you, when Pushi makes a film and calls you home to watch it for feedback, be very careful, because I had gone there and he had screened the film on his Mac screen, and I saw one black thing behind the screen. This was a camera, 5D camera, which is pointing towards you. Okay. So, and if you're watching a 2-hour film, and sometimes if you're blinking off or if you're not paying attention and stuff, you can do all this and get away with it. But with Pushi's house, you cannot get away with it. Sala puts a camera on your face and makes you and watches the entire thing. So
feedback.
Right, of course. So anyway, fantastic, Pushi. Thank you for sharing your journey, man, and all the very best. All the very best.
No, thank you only for that.
Thank you, guys.
Pushi, I'm before anything, I'm going to catch some Dhiraj to tell us some stories about you. And where's Amitabh Bachchan?
Banerjee.
Lots of stories, Pushi. We did a lot of projects together. Even while we were doing graphic design and history of design and all that, we did a lot of projects together as two people, in a group of two. Then finally, we opened a company to do freelance work in Ahmedabad. We called it Bracket Design. And we got the cards printed and everything. And then later we realized that there was a spelling mistake or something like that in the card. Pushi, remember the spelling mistake? Bracket
Stationery
ka spelling galat tha. So the graphic design was anyway over for us. So the other one was, there's a senior who had a brochure design job from an Ahmedabad client called Mr. Gandhi, and he didn't want to do it. So he said, "Tum log karega kya?" Pushi and me said, "Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go and meet him." So we went with the graphic design karna hai and brochure and all. We went for some money. And
he was making so much money.
Yeah. Dhaya was also making money, so we wanted to beat him. So Dhaya, hum log bhi graphic design karenge and all that. We went. What happened was that after we got the brief and we came back to the institute with thought, but only films were coming out of our heads that time. Both of us were already in video and all that, so we were much immersed in films. So we couldn't come up with any graphic design solutions. So then Pushi said, "Yaar, kal hum log film batate hain usko." Hum pagal ho gaya kya? Wo to he wants a graphic design brochure. Chal na, we'll do it. We went and convinced the guy to make not one film, to make 6 films, and the budget was damn good, and all in cash. Okay, nothing, cash. We'll get cash. So who are the actors? We selected all the actors from NID. I think Sajid, you were there in one of the films. I think Ruchi was there, and a lot of other people were there. And then the car would come to pick us up, and we felt like, wow,
in the hostel.
In the hostel, and we would go there, and then we did the films and all that. We got I think a beta from Doordarshan Ahmedabad. No, Pushi? Doordarshan Ahmedabad se beta cam. We did it there and all. Oh, was it U-matic? Maybe it's U-matic. I forget. Anyway, so we did that. We had a great experience while editing. I remember there was Garba going on, and we were in some editing studio somewhere back of beyond. And there's this Guju editor. That time there was analog editing, so he used to edit and press the preview button. No, so basically what happens is we sit at the back. We're supposed to see the preview and say okay. So then he does the edit. So he was so sleepy that he would press the preview button and go to sleep.
And he would not see the
and he hadn't slept for like 2 days or something. Yeah.
But Sajid also acted in it. Sajid
acted in it. Yeah, Sajid acted in it.
He started and ended there, I think.
Yeah, and then he would crack this joke, and he would put his hand like that, how the Gujus do. And Pushi started putting table or a coin or a pen on it.
Pen.
And
pen. I'll give him pen. I don't know what he wanted. He did this, so I said,
Yeah.
"Isko kalam
We didn't know, and he
chahiye."
would crack his own joke and he would do that. So Pushy would put something on his hand and all that. Anyway, the big story is the project got done and we got paid. We got paid shitloads of money, man. It was cash. And man, we didn't know what to do with it. And
हमने फीस भी भर दी, फिर भी पैसे बचे.
अरे बहुत पैसे थे यार. I don't remember the amount. It was a lot of money that time. Huge amount of money.
We flew back to Lucknow. I went back to Lucknow.
We flew back to Lucknow and Calcutta and we bought our parents gifts. We also went to MGD with a wad of notes to pay the fees for the next 2 years. MGD was like shocked. You know, कैसे लूट के आया है पैसा and all that.
Pushi,
So
if you see, there's 3 cameras of Dahiya. He's got like a full 3D show. I think he's dying to say, put the Amitabh Bachchan spotlight. He's come as Gulzar, as Dahiya. He's dying to say something.
Dahiya was making so much money, yaar. We had to give him we had to challenge him.
yeah, but
Because
we
what
scored
you
on
know,
that one. We made a lot of money.
He
that
made
time.
one lion's face, one logo, which is still there in Juhu. That mainline, something you made, it's still there. Huh? That
all this work I got through Arundeep. There was no money in that. At 3 o'clock, Arundeep will give me like a colorful soft to eat as a reward.
Yeah, your soft skills were improved.
Yeah.
So guys, Pushi, I'm just going to quickly spotlight so you can see who all are here. There's a full gang who's come to see you. I'm
Super. Hello.
through the live so everybody can see also who are watching on live. You can see all the dangerous people over the years. Pushi, that's Rachna here has woken up at 5:30 to hear you.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Mr. Jasdeep.
Hi, Pushi.
Hi, how are you?
Very well.
So,
Hello, how
Hi.
are you?
Pushi, do you
I'm good,
realize
how are
that
you?
your name is going on changing in your...
Hello.
Can the others put on their
Sarkar.
camera?
One song, yeah. अरे बाप रे, बाबा जी.
Hi, Pushi.
Hi, Anuj, how are you?
Bye.
Very good.
Sangaru.
Sir, how are you?
Nisha's dressed up for the occasion for a next movie.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Hi, Amit, how are
Hi,
you?
Pushi. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And there's
Balaji.
Shaz is running away from somebody. He's in a car chase. He's about to... See?
Hi, Shaz. how are you?
बिल्कुल हाल तो होता.
Hi.
Chechi.
Hi, Devika, how are you?
Yes, Mamta.
Hi.
And then now Pushi, next photo, don't get seduced when I put it up stage. Just control when it comes on spotlight.
Hey, Naranji, the guy who started the theater journey. तुम लोग से बात करता है. Sandeep Pillow.
Next is the Gunda.
Hey.
Of the batch. There is the one and only Gunda.
Hi, Sue, how are you?
Who's making those duck sounds? It's coming from Narayan's stomach. The others' cameras are off. So I'm going to go off live. Who did I forget? Anybody? One second. There is Sutar.
Hey, Pushi.
Hi, how are you?
And
Actually, this session has been damn serious, man. I wasn't expecting it. Pushy and Sajid both.